First impressions of Survival Hunter's new tier set is that it is horrendous. This thing is awful. Why did they? Why? When I first saw this, I just sat and laughed for ages. I could not believe how awful it is. Like, in terms of both design and actual output, this thing is horrendous. I think the worst thing is it actually would harm the spec. If this thing was good, it would make us lean into this degenerate play style, kind of like Season 3 of Shadowlands, where it was just bomb and kill command and bomb and kill. It's like that, but this thing is laughably weak, so we don't do it. We don't care. There's no way we're not going to run our really strong current tier set. Our current tier set is so strong, we're still going to run it in Mythic progression. There's no way we're running this new one. Anyway, I can sit here, I can talk about how it sucks, why it sucks, and how we can fix it, and I probably should do that. But I've been reading through the True Shot Lodge Discord, like, it's been on fire the past 24 hours, up in flames with all of the hunters talking about their emotions. Oh, the tier set, they're hating on it, you know? What about the positives of this tier set? There's got to be some, right? Well, first off, there's not really, but I'll make some stuff up as I go. I thought it'd be funny if I had some messages from the True Shot Lodge Discord when people were talking when it first got announced, because it was hilarious. I mean, I'll remove the names. It was basically Time Monday though, just on full on rant mode, and it was funny to watch. So they'll be in the background as I talk about the quote positives. It's a weird video idea. I should just rant. I don't know. Anyway, so if I was to guess, with all this backlash it's getting, I assume it's going to get changed in some way. But what are the positives with how it's looking, you know, the direction that they seem to want to take it? Well, one issue with Survival's talent tree is that there's all these talents related to bombs and kill command, and we just don't care about any of them. Like bombs, they do no damage. We have better focus generators in kill command, so we don't have to press it as much. And this tier set, it focuses on these areas that we lack. We could maybe see a shift in utilizing some of these talents that we deemed too weak before. Of course, there's a very thin line, and if these two aspects of the spec are too strong, then we see a shift, kind of like in Shadowlands, where for bombs to be good in single target, that means that they'll have to be OP in AoE. And if kill command becomes more useful to press than Among Us by, we suddenly stop caring about focus and it becomes a 2-button spec again. And this tier hasn't gone over that line, and we shouldn't majorly alter our rotation to the point where it's just kill command and bomb because of the tier, that's a positive thing. Yeah, it's just because we don't really care about it, but like it's still it's kind of bad when you don't want to care about the tier set and that's its positive, but that's the positive. Also, another thing, our AoE rotation has become very bloated with way too many buttons and things to do. If there was this bigger emphasis on kill command to the point where this left side of the generic hunter tree wasn't completely bad and just not good to take, if it actually did something, it could mean that we take these talents over explosive shot and poison injection, which would help reduce a lot of that bloat that we have. I know these are what ifs and so unlikely, but I'm just saying with how it looks like they want to design this tier, like I'm trying to figure out their design goal here, you know? Another thing is that in single target, bombs have been this ability that was so weak that we straight up try and ignore them the best we can, unless we have nothing else to do. It's kind of like that last resort button. I have a feeling like the Blizzard dev probably doesn't want that to be the case. They probably want you to press bombs in single target. Even if this tier set doesn't currently change that, or at least it doesn't seem to change that, it does seem to be heading in that direction. Like you could say buff bombs and this would solve the issue, right? And honestly, I can see them doing that, buffing the bomb from 10% up higher. That could fix it. But the issue with that is if you make bombs good enough in single target, if you buff bombs, this tier set is good in single target, it's going to be insane in AoE, like in Season 3 of Shadowlands, and that's a tricky situation to navigate. What else? In AoE, we have an issue where we just don't care about focus at all. We have too many easy ways to generate a lot of it, and then we don't really have these good ways to spend it. Especially during coordinated assault, we'll be focus capped, but it's a DPS loss to actually spend the focus. So this force set is gonna reward you for spending focus in AoE. It's not done well, and it still doesn't give you a good way to actually spend the focus, or is a good enough reason itself to spend the focus over throwing bombs and kill shots and whatnot. And then also the 2-piece rewards you for kill commanding after a bomb, so it'll be even more focus capped if that kill command damage was actually relevant. Which, by the way, buffing kill command doesn't really matter so much when it does zero, well, not zero, but very little damage. Okay, yeah, I'm struggling to think of a lot of positives. It's one of those things you look at for a split second and you realize, oh, this thing is awful. And then you keep looking back at it. And then after a good 24 hours of staring at it, you realize it's far worse than you even thought originally. It's bad. It's so bad. Even just changing kill command to mongoose bite in this 2 set would fix a lot of the issues. Why is it kill command? Or have it where bombs do way more damage, but just to your primary target, so you can buff it like crazy, and it'll be good in single target, but it won't affect AoE as much. Otherwise, yeah, rocking that Fault of the Incarnates tier set deck season 2. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. Goodbye, and I'll probably speak to you in a week or something when they update this tier set.